this part, so you want to sign this for me?
Oh, I care about women, that's why I'm not a socialist. I care about minorities, that's why I'm not a socialist. I care about gays, that's why I'm not a socialist. Economic and social equality, I don't know really what that means, but maybe you could tell me.
Interesting, yeah, it means that like all people kind of get the same opportunities.
Like Cuba? Or like Venezuela?
No, not like Cuba or Venezuela.
Or like North Korea?
No, not like.
Or like how the Soviet Union did it, right?
No, I'd like you to stop like interrupting me. I think that all those examples of like capitalist systems are ones that aren't.
The Soviet Union was not a capitalist system.
Yes, I know. And Venezuela is not a socialist system.
Sure it is. They nationalized their oil and gas reserves. They have nationalized healthcare, nationalized schooling. The government owns the means of production. How is it not a socialist country?
Because because of the history of U.S. interference, socialism cannot be like enacted as it should be.
It also sort of functions under the guise of socialism. I think a lot of the politicians
Venezuela is
are
still
corrupt
as fuck.
Yeah, but can you show me any socialist country that works?
Yeah, most of Europe.
So maybe Norway, Sweden, or Finland?
Yeah.
But they're more economically free than America.
How so?
On the World Economic Freedom Index, they're ranked higher than America.
And so what does that like mean?
So lower taxes, less regulation. So they're not, I wouldn't consider them to be socialist countries.
They provide healthcare for all their citizens.
So does Cuba. How does that work?
I'm sure
because they're like
Norway, Sweden, Finland also has a homogenous population.
Oh, I want to know about this.
yeah,
Why do
so-
you think? Why is that sort of thing promoted?
Because it's 6 to 7 million people.
They
don't
need a homogenized society.
You don't need it.
But what is? I don't
Yeah,
even know
Because
the
they
rationale.
have low rates of immigration.
Can you explain to me why?
And so they
like,
have less people coming in their country every year that need Medicaid equivalent type social programs.
Can you explain to me why
They have the
having
strictest immigration policies in Europe, in Norway, Sweden, Finland, and they don't pay for a national military. 70 to 80% tax rates for the highest earners, of which I oppose completely. Sweden has full school choice, which I'm sure you support, right?
I don't.
Oh, okay, but Sweden has full school choice.
I mean,
Sweden's
if all,
also ranked higher on
if
the
all
world.
schools are funded equally, then yeah, I would support school choice. But the fact is that schools in like richer areas have better funding and thus give people better education, as opposed to poorer areas, and thus poor people who can't afford to like choose that rich school, who can't commute, who can't like afford the tuition, are not going to be able to get that level of education.
So why is it that we've spent more on education in the last 60 years federally, but our test scores have gotten worse? Why do you think that is?
Because testing is not a measure of.
How about graduation rates? I mean, any metric you use, our schools have gotten worse over the last 50
So
years.
funding the
Where have
tests
they
is going to
got
fix that?
like
I'm sorry?
Where have they gotten?
Baltimore. There are 7 schools in inner city Baltimore where they can't find
So
one
probably
kid in
systematic
8th grade.
racism.
Oh, wait. So do you think America's more racist today than it was in the 1960s?
In some levels, yeah.
Really? You think America's more racist today than it was in the 1960s?
I
It's
think.
still more racist than it should be.
I mean, yeah, I want to say like, I think like net racist.
I mean,
Do you want it to be more racist?
Yeah,
'Cause that's what it
like-
seems
No,
like.
it's not. Actually, I think we're significantly less racist, so you can't blame racism
just
for
'cause
why these
something's
communities
less
are not
doesn't
doing
mean
well.
it's
Really? Could
No,
you not blame
significantly
like? Could you
less.
not blame,
What
for
is your
example?
race metric?
Well, let me look. Okay, so in the 1960s, blacks weren't allowed in the National Basketball Association. In the 1960s, the Civil Rights Act hadn't been passed until 1965. The 1960s, blacks were not allowed to go to the same schools as whites. So, like, that's my metric. So we passed the Civil Rights Act in
I think those are
1965.
just kind of anecdotal.
Yeah,
Oh,
those
how
are
about this? We had a black president elected twice in 2008 and 2012.
Oh, me